Good morning, guys. How are you, Esther and Aria and Ellie? I hope you're having a good day. Do you know today is our last color? Yes, we're going to have the color black today. And next week, Teacher Joanna is going to tell you another Bible story that has something to do with the color black. Whose favorite color is black? Does anybody have that for a favorite color? Do you know that black is not in our rainbow, is it? No, but it's the color that is all of the colors together. When you smash them all together, you get black. So maybe it's your favorite. My favorite is orange. Pastor Bud's favorite is purple. So today is black. Are you ready for a game? You have to use your head because I'm going to give you a riddle and see if you can give me the answer. Think of what black thing I am thinking about. Here we go. Number one, I come out at night to enjoy my flight. But don't you worry, I won't bite. Micah, do you know what's black and flies around at night? And some people are afraid that it might bite them. Did you guess a bat? Yes, a bat. My daughter Erin does not like bats. And she has a good reason because she found bats in her house. And black bats are okay, but they have to be outside. Are you ready for number two? Let's see if you can get this one, Reed. You will find me on your car. 4 of these make you go far. If one goes flat, you'll have to stop. Fill it up. Please thank your pop. What black thing am I thinking about? Did you get it, Reed? Did you guess tires? Yes, you have 4 tires, 4 black tires on your car or on your truck. And if you have a bicycle, you have 2 of these, 2 tires. And if you have a tricycle, you have 3 black tires. Okay, last one. Let's see if Grace can get this one. If stripes you like, come visit me. White and black ones you will see. I even have stripes on my knee. Can you think of an animal that's black and white stripes at the zoo? Did you guess a zebra? Yes, we've got a zebra for our 3rd black thing. I hope you liked our game. Our Bible story is going to be about something black. And we have Samuel here to tell you his story. Now, Samuel here looks like an old man, doesn't he? But once he was a little boy, and he's going to tell you something that happened to him. My name is Samuel. It was in the black of night that I heard a voice calling me when I was a little boy. The voice I heard was God's. Listen, and I'll tell you my story. My mother's name was Hannah, and she wanted a baby and prayed to God for a baby, and I was her answer. Mom promised God that she would give me back to God to serve in the temple, which is like your church that you go to today. So when I was very young, my mom took me to the temple to live with Eli, who was the priest. And I learned from Eli how to serve God in the temple. But one night, one very dark black night, there's our color, I heard a voice calling me. What was that? I don't see anything in my room. Guess I'll go check with Eli. Maybe he was calling me. I ran to Eli. Here I am. Oh, but Eli said, I didn't call you. I'm sleeping. Go back to bed. So I went back to bed, but I heard the voice again. Samuel. I ran to Eli. Here I am. But again, Eli said, I didn't call you. Go back to bed. I went back to bed. But then I heard the voice for a 1, 2, 3, third time. Samuel. So a third time I went to Eli and woke him up saying, here I am. You called me. And it's then that Eli realized that it was God calling me. He told me to go back to bed. And when I heard the voice again, I should say, speak, Lord, for your servant is listening. Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening. Let's see what happens. So I went back to bed, and soon I heard the voice again. Samuel! This time, I didn't run to Eli. I answered the way that Eli had told me. Speak, Lord, your servant is listening. And Eli was right. I was hearing the voice of God. And God had a special message for me. He told me what he wanted me to do. And he also told me what he was going to do to God's people who were not obeying him. God spoke to me many times in my life. I'm glad I listened to the voice of God. I'm glad that I heard his voice, and I'm even more glad that I listened to God's voice. So that's a pretty neat story about Samuel who heard God's voice speak. Most of the time, people don't hear God's voice. We don't think about God talking to us and hearing his voice. If we want to listen to God's voice, we will read the Bible. And in the Bible, we can find out what God has to say to us. And because God doesn't speak a whole lot, sometimes people today think, oh, God doesn't care about us. He doesn't love us. But do you know that there's another story that I have for you today? Because on Christmas Day, yes, this past Christmas Day, when you were opening up your presents, God spoke. He spoke to a man named James Wells. James Wells is a police officer in Tennessee. Something bad happened on Christmas Day in Nashville, Tennessee. Somebody had put a bomb in a camper and blew it up. And thankfully, nobody was hurt. And thankfully, James Wells wasn't hurt. He wasn't hurt because he heard God's voice. Yes, you can go on your computer, you can ask mom and dad to help you, and you can get the news about James Wells, who was walking towards the camper when he heard God's voice tell him, turn around and go back and check on your other officer who you're with. And so he turned around and he started walking towards Officer Topper. And just a few more moments, that bomb went off. And because he wasn't walking towards the camper, he was saved. His life was saved and nobody died. Nobody was killed in that bomb. And James Wells knows that he heard God's voice on Christmas Day. So God does still speak today, doesn't he? He still loves us, and we can hear his voice in the Bible, but he also speaks today. So let's sing our rainbow song, okay? I've been looking for a rainbow way up in the sky, bum, bum, bum. I've been looking for a rainbow so pretty to my eyes. Red and orange and yellow colors, green, blue, purple too. I've been looking for a rainbow. Have you seen one too? Well, I haven't seen a rainbow, but you can see my Christmas tree, and it has a lot of colors on it, doesn't it? I hope you have a lot of colors in your house today that you can enjoy too. And if you want, you can let me know what your favorite color is, because today is our last color, black, in our poem. And after this, you're going to find out what God's favorite color is. Are you ready? Does God have a favorite color? I would like to know. I think God's favorite would be red, like the apples in my tree. But my friend thinks it's blue, like the skies and the seas. Do you think God's favorite color could be brown, like my eyes? Or maybe it is orange, like the pumpkins for the pies. But maybe it is purple, like the grapes I like to eat. Or maybe it is green, like the grass beneath my feet. Daddy says it could be yellow, a color that's really bright. Or maybe it's even black, the color of the night. Well, I hope you've been learning our color poem and will soon be able to say the whole thing. And in 2 weeks, we're going to find out what God's favorite color is, okay? So until then, I hope that you will continue to read your Bible and listen to God's voice, and that you will obey and follow, okay? You will see Teacher Joanne next week, or Joanna, and I will see you in 2 weeks, okay? Bye-bye.